Let me tell you something that will shake you to your core. The greatest threat to your financial future is not the economy, it is not the government, and it is not your boss. The greatest threat to your wealth is sitting right between your ears, your brain, the very organ you use to make every single financial decision, is fundamentally broken. It is outdated, it is irrational, and it is actively working against your best interests. You are walking around with a caveman brain in a modern financial world, and that caveman is terrified, greedy, and impulsive. He does not understand compound interest. He does not understand the stock market. He does not understand delayed gratification. All he understands is survival. He wants to eat the sugar, he wants to run from the tiger, and he wants to hoard the berries. And every single time you panic and sell during a market crash, every single time you buy something you cannot afford to feel better about yourself, and every single time you procrastinate on saving for retirement, that is your caveman brain taking the steering wheel and driving your financial life off a cliff. You are not stupid. You are simply biologically programmed to fail at wealth, and until you recognize this betrayal, you will always be broke, no matter how much money you earn. Let me introduce you to the villain of this story. It is called loss aversion. Behavioral economists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky discovered that the pain of losing money is psychologically about twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining money. That means if you find $100 on the street, you feel good for maybe an hour. But if you lose $100, you feel terrible for the entire day. This asymmetry is hardwired into your nervous system. It was useful when you were a hunter-gatherer because losing your food supply meant death. But in the modern stock market, loss aversion is a financial death sentence. When the market drops 10%, your caveman brain screams at you to sell, to run, to protect the tribe. You panic and lock in your losses. You sell at the bottom. And then, when the market recovers, you watch from the sidelines, too scared to get back in. You buy high and sell low. That is not investing. That is the biological impulse of a terrified animal. The wealthy investor is not braver than you. They have simply learned to recognize this primal scream and do the exact opposite. They buy when others are fearful. They hold when others are panicking. They have conquered their biology. You are still being ruled by yours. Now let us talk about the second saboteur hiding in your skull. It is called hyperbolic discounting, which is a fancy term for the irresistible pull of instant gratification. Your brain is wired to value a reward today far more than a reward in the future. This is the core reason why you cannot save money. When you see a new flat-screen television, a luxury watch, or the latest smartphone, your brain's reward center, the dopamine system, lights up like a Christmas tree. It wants that hit right now. It does not care about the compound interest you could have earned if you had invested that money. It does not care about the financial freedom you could have achieved 30 years from now. The future is abstract to your caveman brain. It is a vague concept that does not feel real. The present is visceral, tangible, and urgent. So you buy the toy, you take the vacation, you order the expensive dinner, and you tell yourself that you will start saving next month. But next month never comes. The cycle repeats. The wealthy person has developed a muscle that you have not. They have learned to delay gratification. They have learned to see the future as if it were today. They realize that every dollar spent on a depreciating liability is a dollar stolen from their future self. You are not in a battle with the market. You are in a battle with your own impulse control. And until you win that battle, you will never accumulate real wealth. there is a third saboteur, and this one is perhaps the most insidious. It is the herd mentality, or the bandwagon effect. Your brain is a social organ. For millions of years, survival depended on sticking with the tribe. If the tribe ran left, you ran left. If you ran right, you got eaten by the lion. This evolutionary programming means that you are neurologically compelled to follow the crowd. When everyone is buying a particular stock, your brain screams, "Buy." You see your neighbors getting rich on real estate, and your brain screams, "Buy." When everyone is panicking and selling, your brain screams, "Sell." You are a lemming marching off the cliff with millions of other lemmings, all because your brain cannot stand the discomfort of being different. But here is the brutal truth of the financial markets. The crowd is almost always wrong. The crowd buys at the top and it sells at the bottom. The crowd is a massive, irrational beast driven by fear and greed. And you are part of it unless you consciously choose not to be. The wealthy investor is a contrarian. They are willing to stand alone. They are willing to look foolish. They buy when the herd is terrified, and they sell when the herd is euphoric. This is the most difficult mental discipline in the world because it goes against every social fiber of your being. But it is the price of entry into the world of the wealthy. Let us talk about the fourth psychological trap. It is called mental accounting, and it is a subtle, sneaky way that your brain destroys your wealth. You treat money differently depending on where it comes from. You receive your paycheck, and you are careful with it. You pay your bills, you budget, you feel responsible. But then you get a tax refund, a bonus, or a gift, and suddenly your brain classifies that money as fun money. It is a windfall. It is not real money. So you blow it. You buy a luxury item. You go on a spontaneous trip. You treat it differently because your brain has put it in a different mental bucket. But let me tell you a secret that will change your life. A dollar is a dollar. Whether it comes from your salary, a bonus, or a gift, it has the exact same power to compound, the exact same power to generate dividends, and the exact same power to buy your freedom. The moment you stop treating windfalls as play money and start treating them as freedom money, you will accelerate your wealth building by years. The wealthy do not have a fun bucket and a serious bucket. They have one bucket, and that bucket is filled with disciplined capital that they ruthlessly deploy to acquire more assets. Stop lying to yourself about where your money comes from. Every dollar is a soldier, and soldiers do not get to go on vacation. Now, here is the most dangerous part of this entire biological betrayal. Your brain confuses being busy with being productive. You work long hours. You answer emails at midnight. You are exhausted, and you feel like you deserve a reward. You feel like you have worked so hard that you are entitled to that expensive car, that big house, that extravagant vacation. This is the "I deserve it" trap. It is your brain justifying excessive consumption by pointing to your exhaustion. And this is the primary reason why high-income earners often end up broke. They make $200,000 a year, and they spend $210,000. They are busy, they are stressed, and they are broke. The wealthy person does not work longer hours. They work smarter. And more importantly, they do not correlate their spending with their stress levels. They separate effort from consumption. They do not reward themselves with liabilities. They reward themselves with the security of knowing they own assets. You have to break this link. Just because you worked hard does not mean you are entitled to spend it all. The reward for hard work is not a new car. The reward for hard work is the freedom to stop working. Remember that. So how do you fix this? How do you overcome a brain that is literally trying to make you poor? The first fix is called awareness. You cannot fix a problem you do not know exists. You have to become a student of your own mind. You have to start watching yourself. When you feel the urge to panic sell, you need to pause and say, I am experiencing loss aversion. I am being irrational. When you feel the urge to buy something you do not need, you need to pause and say, I am experiencing hyperbolic discounting. I am sacrificing my future for a dopamine hit. When you look at your portfolio and feel terrible because you are losing money, you need to feel that pain and make a rational decision anyway. The stock market does not care about your feelings. The market has no empathy. It is a cold, calculating machine that rewards logic and punishes emotion. Your feelings are the enemy of your portfolio. The most powerful tool you have is the ability to pause, to breathe, and to ask, is this decision based on logic, or is it based on the whims of my ancient, terrified brain? If it is based on emotion, do the opposite. Just do the exact opposite. The second fix is automation. You need to take your irrational brain out of the equation entirely. You are not strong enough to consciously make the right decision every single time. You are human. You will fail. So, do not rely on your willpower. Rely on your systems. Automate your investments. Set up your 401k to withdraw money before you even see your paycheck. Set up automatic transfers to your brokerage account. Make it so that you have to physically exert effort to not invest. When the money is automatically taken out, your brain never sees it. It never has the chance to spend it. It never has the chance to rationalize buying a new toy. You are outsmarting your own biology. This is what the wealthy do. They do not rely on discipline. They rely on structure. They build cages for their impulses. They set it and forget it. You need to do the same. Do not trust yourself. Trust the machine. Trust the system. The third fix is education. Your brain is scared of the unknown. The stock market is frightening to the uneducated because it looks like gambling. But once you understand the fundamentals, once you understand that you are buying a piece of a company that produces things and makes money, the fear diminishes. When you understand that the S&P 500 has never lost money over any 20-year period in history, the fear of a short-term crash dissipates. Your brain is terrified of the dark. Turn on the lights, read a book, listen to a podcast, study the history of the market. The more you know, the less your caveman brain panics. Ignorance is expensive. Knowledge is the sedative for your financial anxiety. You cannot stop the fear, but you can educate the fear. You can teach your brain that volatility is a sale, not a catastrophe. You can teach your brain that a bear market is just a clearance event for the future. The fourth fix is the reframe. You have to change the narrative in your head. When the market drops, you are not losing money. You are buying shares at a discount. When you invest, you are not giving up your money. You are sending your money to work. When you delay gratification, you are not depriving yourself. You are paying yourself first. Words matter. The stories you tell yourself matter. If you tell yourself a story of scarcity, your brain will act in scarcity. If you tell yourself a story of opportunity, your brain will look for opportunities. You have to actively rewrite the software of your mind. Every morning, you need to tell yourself, my brain is a liar. It wants to keep me poor. I'm going to make decisions today that my future self will thank me for. You have to be your own therapist. You have to be your own parent. You have to be the adult in the room while your inner child is throwing a tantrum about wanting the new gadget. Be firm. Be kind. but be resolute. Now, let us talk about the final piece. You have to accept the pain. Building wealth is painful. It is painful to watch your portfolio drop 20%. It is painful to say no to your friends when they are going out. It is painful to drive an old car when everyone else has a new one. But you have to realize that this pain is the tuition you pay for freedom. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret is eternal. The pain of watching your portfolio crash is a few months. The pain of being broke in retirement is decades. Choose your pain wisely. Your brain is going to choose the path of least resistance every single time. It is going to choose the comfortable lie over the uncomfortable truth. But you, the conscious observer, you have to override that. You have to lead yourself to the water of financial literacy and force yourself to drink, even if it tastes bitter at first. You are in a war. It is a war against your own biology. It is a war against millions of years of evolutionary programming. It is a war against the impulses that made your ancestors survive, but will make you go bankrupt. You are the general, and your brain is the unruly soldier. The soldier is panicking. The soldier is fatigued. The soldier wants to desert. But you, the general, you must stay calm. You must stick to the battle plan. You must execute the strategy. You must buy when the soldier says sell. You must save when the soldier says spend. You must hold when the soldier says run. This is the ultimate test of your character. This is what separates the wealthy from the destitute. It is not about how much money you make. It is about how much control you have over your own mind. So, here is your assignment. The next time the market crashes, the next time the news is screaming about economic doom, the next time your friends are panicking, or the next time you see a shiny object you want to buy, I want you to stop. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath. And I want you to say out loud, my brain is sabotaging me. I will not let it win. And then you do the hard thing. You buy, you save, you hold, you walk away from the store. You become the master of your domain. Your brain is a powerful enemy, but it is also a powerful tool once you train it. Take back control. Stop letting the caveman run the castle. You are a modern human in a modern world, and you are capable of modern wealth. Stop fighting the market and start fighting yourself. Because the moment you win the battle inside your head, the financial battle is already over. You have won. Go out there and prove it to yourself.